Good afternoon, Stock Bandits. Wanted to put together a video and kind of show you a lesson that I learned in the market today. This is a little bit different approach, but I hope you like it. So let's take a look at a trade example. This is OVTI. This is a trade that we took at the stockbandit.com in the member area roughly 2 weeks ago. And you see this bullish pattern that the stock had built. You know, it bottomed out back here in January. Then created a higher low in February and was trending higher. So this stock built this bullish ascending triangle pattern, which is pretty tight. And you see the rising trend line here shows some accumulation taking place, while the horizontal trend line above is showing some overhead resistance. So what we were looking for was a push up through that resistance with a 1765 trigger. So we got that trigger, and the stock began to move higher initially. However, it really just, as I click forward here in the chart, you see it really wasn't making a whole lot of upside progress. It was holding above that breakout zone, but not really running. So it really just required some patience on my behalf to stay with this trade and wait for the move that I was counting on. So, you know, in the meantime, I did raise my stop slightly, but, you know, even on this pullback bar right here a few days ago, the stock was not beneath my stop loss, so it never triggered an exit, and I was able to stay in the trade. So, you know, again, it finally did start to push through, and then yesterday the stock topped out at 1975. Now, earlier in the session, the stock hit my very first profit target, so we were able to book some nice gains there, a little over 7%, and then the final target for this trade was at 1990. And as I said, yesterday's high was 1975. So anytime that's the case and a trade gets very close to your final profit target, you know it's almost time to exit. So when that's the case, it's time to really aggressively raise those stop losses and bring them up real tight so that you're not risking giving back a lot of open profit just to make a very small additional gain. So last night we raised the stop to 1940. And then OVTI today turned around and stopped us out. So if I actually move into the 15-minute chart, you see the very first bar of the day, the stock opened at 1957. And so it stopped us out in the first few minutes of the day in 1940. And that was right at this level here. And as you see, the stock currently is trading well beneath that level, so we were able to close out a 10% gain on the second half of the trade. Very nice trade. We had to wait about 2 weeks to get it, but it was well worth it. So the lesson today is whenever you get a favorable move in a trade that you're in and the stock gets very close to your exit level, be willing to raise those stops aggressively. Allow the stock to move a little further in your favor. If it does reach your profit, excellent. If not, if it pulls back, stop out of it and go ahead and book those remaining profits. It's probably time to move on to the next trade. Trade well out there this week.